Welcome back to Southern Hang Podcast. You know, guys, they say if you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life. And I've been thinking about this a while. Maybe it's the, coming up on a midlife. I don't want to call it a midlife crisis. Don't want to call it any of that. But I'm thinking, what if you had the job that you thought you might have when you were in your teens or maybe even in college? You're thinking, this is the dream job, right? Now we're all I'm coming up on 50. I think some of us are 50. We're looking at this and thinking, what if I could have a different job? What career might I have chose? What would I be good at if I'd have went a different path? And I've been thinking about this. I've got the summer vacations coming up as well. And I've been thinking about a job that I'm going to jump in here and go first. I think I might have been a good deep sea fishing guide. I think I think that is the role. That's the job that I think I missed. It's hanging out. It's chilling all day. There was a show, I think, Neil, you might remember Grillin' and Chillin'.
Chillin', of course.
Grillin' and Chillin'. I'm thinking the whole thing, I can do this. You get to listen to music all day long. You're talking 3 hours, 6 hours, whatever it is. You're in the sun. You got the shade if you need it. That is the role. That is the job I think I missed out on. If I could go back and do it or just switch careers, I think I could do this.
So you going Gulf? You going Atlantic? Like what's your specialty?
Lake Cumberland?
That's not deep or sea, but that might be the Pacific.
It's a nice house.
The Pacific Northwest, and the Pacific East Coast. Yeah, I think I'd probably go Gulf. I think that feels right. I think the water's not as choppy. Maybe it feels right for me.
Oh, so maybe even about seasick. So that
hey, I didn't say I was going to be good at this. I just actually I did say I was going to be good at this.
Yeah, I think you
but I think the more I think about like the captain of the boat, they don't actually ever that I've seen. They're not really out the one doing the fishing. They might be like getting you ready for everything, but they're not the one that's like, they don't have to worry about catching any fish. They're just there for you and their support. And they're chilling.
So we can go. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say we can go in partners because part of my notes on this project, which I've always said is my retirement plan is to open up like a little beach hut and rent out like scooters and bicycles, and I just want to sit out there and like read the paper and talk to my customers, and so I can be like, yeah, come get your bicycle for me, and then head down the road to my boy Sherman, hop on his boat, he'll take you fishing all day. We just live by the shore. Tammy will weave little bags.
I think we're onto something here.
That life sounds wonderful.
Sorry, Sherman, I'm still perplexed here about this deep sea thing. So is this like charter boat, like at a tourist location where you're going like swordfish or sailfish? Or is this like George Clooney and Marky Mark in The Perfect Storm?
Ooh. I'm feeling I'm going on like a little, 6 to 8 people coming out on my boat, charter, nothing crazy. Now we're not talking like 20 person big yacht type thing. We're only going out, I'm saying deep sea. I don't know how many miles out that is, but we're talking 6 hours a day. You know what I mean? Get out early.
Yeah,
get out early, crush it.
Well, so what's the biggest fish y'all caught on deep sea fishing? Like,
is that important? Is that an important? I will tell you, one of my favorite fishing stories of all time was not deep sea fishing. It was a little lake. Going fishing with my parents and my brother. I don't remember who else was there, but I remember my mom fishing, and she's casting out. She's got a bobber on the fish. I may have told you guys this story before. She got the bobber on the pole, and she's not catching anything all day. She's sitting reading her book. We're not paying attention really, but we're catching everything all day long, just pulling. And I don't remember what these were. Probably bluegill, probably something small. But we finally, I don't remember how long we've been there, but somebody leans over and is like, Mom, you're really bad at this. Like, what's going on? You haven't caught anything, and we're just a little nervous. Everybody else is catching stuff. And she just looks over and she goes, I don't have anything on the hook. Best fisherman of all time. I just thought about, I'm like, that is Genius. Nobody bothered her. She sat for
it.
hours. She 100% got it. Sat for hours. Nobody talked to her. Nobody said anything. And, she's just chilling. I mean, never a bite. And occasionally she'd look over and go, "Did y'all see that?" "No, we didn't see that." She was like, "I think my bobber moved." No, it didn't. There's nothing happened.
She definitely understood the assignment. Little family time, little quiet time to catch up on her book. She knew exactly what she was doing. Well played.
That's right.
Redmond brought Kenny Chesney up on one of the episodes talking about, maybe we were talking about the beach or something, vacation, and maybe a Kenny Chesney song. But he's got a song, "Live Like Jose." Man, that is one of the best songs ever. And it's him and it's Kenny on a fishing trip, and they finish up, and he goes to tip Jose a pretty big tip, and he says, I make good money back where I'm from, and I want you to have a little extra. And Jose says, I also make good money where I come from. I wake up every day, I go fishing, I come home, I play guitar, I hang out with my friends, have a drink, go home to my wife, and I pray every day I can do it all over again. And it's just great fucking. And I'm like, fuck yeah! Like enough. Too many of us are in the rat race and not enough enjoying the sunsets and the fishing. You got to take that time.
Now, the thing I did think about, Craig, is the cleaning of the fish.
Yeah.
So there is. I'm gonna have to farm some of this out. I'm gonna have to have at least one assistant.
Intern.
You're not going full service.
Interns. You don't even.
It is full service, but I'm gonna have to bring somebody.
You're the captain.
The
captain doesn't clean the fish. The captain just drives the boats and puts some music on.
Yeah.
Maybe you make a little rum punch. You make a little rum punch for the guests.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah. Look at me, Evan. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Hey, it's a good segue. The boys and I have been actively prepping and getting all our tackle together, because Roro boat is going to be, she's in the water, but we will be on Roro boat tomorrow night, and got all our tackle and all our gear. We'll be fishing maybe Friday night, but definitely Saturday.
Can you get 6 people on Roro boat?
Hell yeah, I can get 8 to 10.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I was confused with all the names.
Toto boat. Toto boat isn't Toto boat hadn't made its. It's still in the shop being prepped for mid-July as the debut for Toto boat. Roro boat is ready to go.
All right, so Roro's good. No go on Toto.
Yeah, Toto's on the back porch right now, still in preparation mode, and material list is being made so that we're ready to get the tiny tugboat out in the water.
So no jealousy has been established yet of Roro boat, of Toto boat.
Well, Toto boat's initial plan is we are going to paint her to look like Roro boat, so that it's a little dinghy. It's the teeny weeny dopalicious dinghy that's going to be going off the front of our spody floaty dopalicious boaty.
And that is how you establish dominance on the lake.
That's right. But they know the hierarchy here. Roro boat is not jealous.
I'm picturing Toto boat being towed out along like a motorcycle sidecar, like out into the water, under the lake, of just kind of, hey, this is what we're bringing, buddy. It's a
serious conversation right now on how we're going to get the little boat out to where we want on the lake right now. So that's a conversation also. So
I like it.
Yeah, we hadn't figured that out yet.
Well, Craig, what job do you think you would be good at if you weren't at Texas Roadhouse doing your thing? What job would you like to have?
Well, I don't want to sell anything, buy anything, or process anything as a career. I don't want to sell anything bought or processed, or buy anything sold or process anything sold, bought, or processed, or repair anything sold, bought, or processed. So, sorry, I was hoping you. There you go, my man. Appreciate you. Hell yeah.
What's up? Say something. Say anything.
Say anything. I know. I don't know. Shout out to my good friend Kathy. I'd kind of like to use my voice. I think it'd be fun to be a sports commentator or a broadcaster or a news weatherman or something. That's what I always thought would be would be a fun job, and I've always been into sports and doing that. So that's always been kind of a dream job, is to have something where or maybe I'm trying to get Sherm to get me into the movie business, and if he starts making cartoons, maybe I can be a voiceover guy. I want to be let me be a some kind of knucklehead cartoon or something. I think that'd be kind of a fun thing. Yeah.
So you don't want to be in front of the camera. You just want to go audio.
Yeah, I think, right. Or if you got me on the news, but I always thought it'd be kind of cool to be, behind the scenes, but doing what we're doing now. Really, can we just turn this podcast into can we tell our listeners to start helping us become, huge, so that we can?
All right. So follow us on all our socials.
Right.
Go to YouTube. Yeah, and let's see if we can help Craig with his second career, and let's take Southern Hang to the next level.
That's right.
Selling, and as far as the socials go, just at Southern Hang Pod, all one word. So going from there. Craig, I think you'd be great at a grounds crew. Like baseball field grounds crew.
Oh yeah, I've got that on my options for retirement, outside of the my little tiki hut that me and you are gonna be collab on. I'll rent the bicycles, and then they'll ride over to your dock. I think it'd be a blast to mow golf course all day. I have my music on, listen to shows, and I'll tend to a golf course all day. I've got my yard today, got my yard all put together, got it pretty, and my lines are beautiful. Laid all my lines down today. So hell yeah, I could do that. I could sit on a mower all day, or tend to grass and take care of a park or something. Hell yeah, I could do that.
Is there a AA or AAA team on the? So I'm sticking with the golf, but in Texas on the water, is there a spot down there that we could set this all up together?
There's minor league baseball everywhere.
Yeah, we can find something. We can find something, or even college. That may even be they play earlier, and we're not even into summertime for the fishing.
Yeah, we can do this.
This might work. All right.
Hell yeah,
I'm liking it. Neil Wilding, what you got, dude?
Well, I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I'm still trying to figure out.
Testify.
Yeah. So if I got to, I've been running my own thing for about 10 years now, which has been, I think, the longest thing I've done. But if I had to do something else, I tried, this was a tough little assignment that you gave us, Sherman, because, I think back, maybe I'll do something like what my family did. Like my grandfather was a carpenter, but the problem is I'm not handy at all. I can barely get a nail to, into a 2x4. So I had to scratch that one off the list. My dad was an engineer, so that's too much detail for my world. So then I start thinking about what do I love, and we spend a lot of time on music, right? And so I think, well, maybe I should have just spent my life as a guitar player, and just kind of play and strum the acoustic guitar. But I can talk music all day. I can even talk about the impact of drop D tuning on hard rock, but I can't strum a pawn shop guitar to save my life. So that's not on the list, but I figured it out.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I bet you could strum it. I bet it sounds like shit, but you could strum it.
Yeah, it would not be tuned. But I figured it out. I do know. So I started thinking about it. I said, what would I be good at? And I think I would be a fantastic contestant on Survivor.
Okay.
I mean, you got to be a little bit athletic, which I can.
Is that a job?
Yes, it is.
That's a job.
It is. You can win $1 million.
Well, and they've got recurring people. What contestants? Do they come back for the anniversary shows? Absolutely.
This is true. Yeah.
You could be a crowd favorite.
And when I do that, it'll increase the social media presence of the pod, because I could come on and talk about it on Southern Hang. So then the pod kind of comes along with us. I don't know. That's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I love watching Survivor, man. And I feel like if you have to be able to kind of work both sides and build relationships with all types of people, and got to be able to kind of engineer your way to the end. A personal challenge. I'm going to apply. All right, I'm going to need your help to get me on Survivor.
I watched last. I know it finished last night. My son's way into it, and then I watched it last year. 4 episodes maybe, because our neighbor had like a gambling pool, and you randomly drew out and you got your person. As soon as my person was out, I was like, yeah, I'm back to not watching the show again. Like I could care. I'd watch like 10 minutes. I was like, oh my God, this is the most drama filled thing. Like it drove me nuts. But my son loves it. He watches it. And I know I've got plenty of buddies that love watching that show. But yeah, all right.
Well, we used to have a draft, right? Did we have a draft in like a fantasy Survivor league?
Yeah, we did. It was I think Tom Potts was involved. Maybe Mike Ragonis. Corfage. Yeah.
So how did that work? You just watch the first episode where everybody comes on, and then
you
silly
draft. Yeah. You got to draft before.
Do your homework.
You got to do some research before the show even airs.
Nice.
This is true. Yeah.
So you're just out, finding people and just figuring out who they are and where they're coming from, and then you draft all of them going in. You've not seen anybody do anything.
Yeah, we've done research. We look, and then it's been a little while. It's been a little while since we've done this. We grew up a little bit, but yeah, we played.
That's not true. That part not true.
Yeah, silly.
If we're treating Survivor as a career, are there people that you know from post episodes that you still know what they're doing, and it that led to something? Like, I mean, I assume you're thinking you're going to survive off $1 million. Is that what the plan is here? You are a financial guy, I guess. If
he would invest that,
he would take that money. And,
well, you get it as an annuity. You get it as an annuity, so you get a little bit over time, and then of course the celebrity that you build from it.
There's celebrity people from Survivor. Should I know anyone?
Craig, do you know how far $1 million goes on an island?
Well, right.
You got no bills.
I know. I'm just going to be out deep sea fishing with Sherm.
Compounds on an island. It just compounds, dude.
Renting ski-doos from Cotton. That's what I'm going to be doing.
So, there's not a doubt in my mind. Our boy, Neil, you're going to get a call or a text, or he may show up at your house and give you a hug. But our boy TP actually sent a video in to try to get on Survivor years ago.
Probst doesn't know what he's missing by not bringing Potts on that show.
Biggest oversight they've ever had, for sure.
Although, does Potts know there are no mirrors on the island in Survivor?
Or irons for his pants.
Or irons. All right, Brad.
Well, hold on. Go ahead, Rick. No, go ahead, Cotton.
I was going to say, I have Neil down as, and in the music, I have you as the music review person. Like, I see you going to shows, watching shows, taking notes, coming back, giving us your, your 3 to 5 star review on people, and touring, and they're tuning in to the, you want to get the good review from the Wilding, music review guy.
I think I'd do that for free.
Yeah, the Siskel and Ebert of music is what I've got you as, and then on another note, I still want you just to come into business with me on my sports complex, and you can do the financial side, and we can just have kids playing sports and volleyball and all that kind of stuff, and run a sports complex all day. That's still a job that I want to do too. And it'd be fun to own something that I get up and go to every day, and it's a sports complex that has volleyball and pickleball and soccer and all that, and then you just get to spend your day in there, watching the kids grow from little till they head off to somewhere else, and you're coaching them in things, and you're setting up programs. I think that'd be a blast of a day. And I
know you were working on something on the south end, so maybe what we need is like a south end, and we got it up here in the OC branch, and we'll just have all angles of the Metroplex taken care of.
It's got a little legs. There's a conversation happening next week, so there's a little legs. So again, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think the sports complex thing would be a fun thing. We could have a studio in the sports complex that you could do some recording. We can have multiple different conversations. You could be talking about what sports are going on, which teams are in the league in that place. We could have recording studio for this podcast. It'd be a blast.
Recording studio for your weather channel.
Yeah, weather channel.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is you just said Little Legs? Is that going to be the name of the place? Little Legs.
Little Legs.
It might be now. Yeah.
That's
it
good
might
stuff.
be now. Yeah, no, it's
All
been
right.
a conversation for a while now, but new conversation, TBD next week. I'm excited about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Redmond, what do you want to switch careers and just take off doing?
Well, it's a loaded question, and I'm trying to think like what I would be good at or what I would enjoy. And my
need
family,
the Venn diagram. You got the
need all kinds of shit. Got some string running across the room, connecting all the dots. When I was in high school, I thought I wanted to be an accountant. Not like Ben Affleck in the movie where he's like, capping people, but like running numbers. And once I started taking a few classes, I was like, I don't think this is for me. But like
that's a dream. That's a dream job as a child, is to become an accountant. I thought that was just what people ended up having to become because they needed a job.
I thought I kind of liked it, right? But once I got into it, I was like, I don't think this is for me. But I've kind of held on to that whole analytical piece. So my family has a nickname for me, named after the previous Kentucky State auditor, Crit Llewellyn. So like we'll just look at something, right? Like we'll be at a restaurant or something and the menu will say $5.95 or whatever and something. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And here's the math behind it and they're like, easy, Crit, like let it go. Like they're just trying to have a good time. So part of me kind of wonders if I should go that route, and kind of, this is on something one of us just mentioned. What I think I would like to do is have a small team, like maybe 3 of us. 4 might be too many. I don't know. But there is something to a job where you get instant gratification. And when you get done, you can take a step back and just look at it with pride. I think I'd like to have a grass cutting service. And you got a little team of 2 or 3, right? So everybody can put on their headphones. You go out today, like maybe Craig's doing the weed eating today and I'm doing the grass cutting. And maybe Neil, you're doing the leaf blower to get all the grass clippings. We get done with the job. We can look at it kind of like the 3 amigos, right? We hug each other. We're shaking our heads like we just rocked it out. Then we get in the truck. We tell a few jokes. We have a few bonbons, maybe some Funyuns. And then we get to the next job site and we swap it up. To me, it seems like a good gig.
My weed eating is on point, so you got me in the right spot. My lines are like no other. That you can run a credit card between the sidewalk and the edge of the grass on my grass. So you got me in the right spot. I'm ready to go.
I feel like Craig's got like 4 new jobs coming out of this. He's just lining them up. He's lining them up.
He's Jamaican. He's got like 15 jobs.
Oh, you only have 1 job, you lazy bastard. I have 5 jobs. I run sports complex. I'm a speaker on the news radio channel. Hell yeah, man.
So, Red, I figured whatever profession you chose, it would have to include conference calls.
Well, that's what he's doing with the Funyuns. He's in the car. There's transport there, buddy.
Hey, can we talk about that too?
He's already worked it in.
Who's gonna combo a bonbon and a Funyun? Like that one seemed like an odd combo. I'm like, my mouth is already like I got to go brush my teeth.
Well, you probably got to go Funyun than a bonbon chaser.
Yeah,
like a bonbon chaser. I don't know if you have them in between the same job. Like maybe you got to space them out. Maybe it's Funyuns in the morning so that you kind of have time to kill off the breath before you get home.
Oh, all right.
Lady.
Yeah, clearly you're not talking to any of the customers. You're only doing the work. You're not talking in. There's no customer service.
This is a digital age. We're going to do it all via an app, right? You sign us up. You tell us, hey, you want me to do something different? You want Craig to have 2 credit cards in between the sidewalk of the street? Put it in the app. We ain't talking to you. We got Funyun breath.
I like it.
And headphones on too, so we wouldn't hear you if you did talk to us.
That's right.
I'm digging it.
I had some notes on red, and I have you down as like some form of guided tour fella, like a museum. Like I see you going through, and come on, little buddy, come with me. Let me tell you about whomever this famous wilderness man, and you're leading people through the museum, and you're giving them guided tours, or you're walking people through the downtown Louisville. That's what I see Red doing. You're giving the.
Am I doing like balloon animals while I'm talking to people and giving them to the kids? Or what am I doing?
I think that you only use movie quotes through the whole tour, and so you got to walk it all, and each point of it is a movie quote.
Yeah, that has teeth.
Or a pun. Or a pun.
I had you down as a fishing guide too, but not so much with Sherm catching the fish. I had you like taking people out on a tour to look at manatees and fake pirate ships. I see you out there like, well, we're gonna go look at the dolphins. Come on, son. Let's go look at the manatee. On your right, you'll see where this famous person lived, and that kind of thing, It's a whole day's excursion. You can stop off at my place, get the bicycle, go for a little ride, go fishing in the middle of the day with Sherm, and then wrap up at the end with a tour guide of looking at manatees with Red. It'd be great.
So, well, I tell you what, it's funny you say that. So going back to your thing about wanting to have your little tiki hut, and I don't know what the name of the tiki hut would be. I don't know if you got something yet. The tiki freaky tiki.
Yeah, give me 2 minutes. I'll figure out something.
But I had in my head you doing something like tourism, but like you're playing bongos, right? And like people are digging it. They're like dancing or doing whatever. And then, you step away from the bongos and you're interacting with the people. That's where I had you. You're a bongo guy.
I could play a bongo. I got some good rhythm. I could be a bongo dude.
I could see you doing the bongo.
Yeah,
I could see that happening.
Yeah, maybe one of those. What's the little inverted drum thing with the different
the steel drum?
Yeah, the steel drums. Maybe a steel drum guy, a bongo guy. I could do that. Hell yeah.
Maybe you do the bongos and the steel drum guy can fillet the fish when Sherman brings everybody in from the charter.
And Neil just strums his guitar that he doesn't
I can't play a lick of. Yeah,
I like it.
Sherman, I had you down for hosting a syndicated judge TV show, like Judge Brown on Wave 3.
Hell yeah!
Hearing like civil cases.
I like that it's syndicated, but it's on Wave. It's so local.
Oh,
it's so local.
Yeah. That's true.
I love it. That's awesome. What would be my catchphrase?
Yeah, you gotta have a catchphrase.
Got to have a catchphrase if you're on a judge. I'm gonna leave that one out for the listeners, unless you guys got one right now. But I'm gonna throw that
email
out.
You're on
if anybody comes back.
You're on the Judge Sherman Brown from Germantown show. Mm-hmm.
That works.
Sherman. I was going through our stuff of this task, and of all of us, I really think you probably have the job that makes or fits your personality. You're so good at putting the right people in the room and doing whatever project needs to happen. And so when I look at I think, and I'm very proud of all our boys that we've ever known. They're such knuckleheads as youth, and now we're all adults and actually, paying bills and have good lives. But I look at yours and I'm like, man, I'm proud of my dude. Like, you always got some kind of project, and you're putting the right people in the right room, and you're getting the right people together, and then you're juggling this, you're juggling that. I'm like, that's perfect for Sherm. He does really good at that. So
I
I
appreciate that.
love what you do. And then outside of that, I had you down as a consignment shop owner, and you're behind the scenes letting Kate do her thing, and you're just making sure you're running around like whatever she needs to have done, and you're fixing it, you're painting it, you're gathering information, you're making coffee, and then Kate's the point person running the cool consignment shop. That's where I had you at.
That's kind of happening now. It just all this, we don't sell anything. It just
Yeah.
stays in the house.
You just buy a lot of stuff and it sits in the house. All right.
Yeah, that's kind of happening already.
It's just prep. It's prep.
That's
prep.
what it is. That's what it is. We're stocking.
Oh, Wilding
No,
was
thanks,
a
man.
consignment. Wilding was a consignment shop guy for a while.
Well, my wife certainly ran a boutique.
Yeah. That was cool as shit. I remember Tammy buying all kinds of stuff. We had like a serious debt issue I was going on. I was like, what are we paying Neil this week?
Yeah.
I'm like, hell.
That's she got a little too busy to run that business. It got too big for her. Her and her sister running that online boutique and ended up selling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is whoever they sold her to, is it still in business? Or?
It is still in business. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Wild Tie.
Yeah, they were all guys. About it.
I'm gonna switch it up here, and where it's going, we're gonna go a different route because all of you play golf. I started thinking about this conversation. I actually had this conversation a couple years ago, and it just always stuck with me of different people who think about sports, and it comes up every year or not every year, but during the Olympics. There'll always be somebody who says, well, I could do that. I could do that part of the, whatever, decathlon or whatever the thing is, or whatever the piece is of, curling. If all I had to do is go down and do this one part, I could do that. I could play against, whoever. The question I've got for you guys on golf, and Redmond, you went last. I was kind of expecting you to say that you think, or you might want to see if there's some avenue for you because I know how much you love golf. If you played a round of golf at Augusta National for the Masters, but you got to start on the green, but you had to start as far back as wherever the furthest point on the green was, do you think you could beat the professionals that were playing for the Masters? And I'm going to go around. I'm going to come back to you, Red. You're not going first. Cotton?
I'll lock it up.
I'm going to start with you, Cotton. All you got to do is putt. All you got to do is putt.
Well, I'm just proud that you called me a golfer. I own golf clubs.
You're ahead of me.
I have been on many golf courses and played golf. But to take me to the level of a golfer, I own golf clubs and shoes and matching apparel. But no, there's not a shot that I would think I could beat a pro. I don't. I think I don't know if this exact question was brought up, but starting on the fringe and you're putting at Augusta, which is the most beautiful golf course I've ever seen. I did not get to play there, but I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I could beat
I feel like Crit's coming through with a question. Hold on.
Well, just for clarity, are we just playing at Augusta, or is this like Sunday?
Oh, this is, I think, all four days.
So you got to go all 4 days,
and you're only putting
in front of the crowds. The patrons.
The crowd is there, and somebody's with you. You're not by yourself. Somebody's with you. So you're watching this other professional go from the tees all the way up.
Okay.
And
I'll tell you, before we get to Red, I'll tell you, there's no chance I am. I feel like I've lost rounds of golf where I putt more than the dude I was playing with around here. I mean, I can get to the green quickly, but I am the world's worst putter. I have no patience. I don't. So my short answer is no, but I have played Amen Corner before, just not at Augusta. When I lived in Houston, there was a course. They called it Tour 18, and I think it was a chain. They might have had a couple of them, but you played like the 18 of the most famous holes in golf, and they're recreated on this golf course. And so I played Amen Corner at that, and I feel like I had at least 15 putts on those 3 holes.
Was it a replica, or was it inspired by Aiming Corner, or was it a replica?
It was. They do their best to recreate it, so I think it would be close enough to call a replica. It's probably not exact, but yeah, it had a bunch of famous holes on it. It was cool.
We played at a course like that here in April down in Myrtle Beach. It was the world something or another, but every hole was, this is number 1 at Troon. This is 11, 12, and 13 at Augusta, and blah, blah, blah. But once we got, I was expecting carbon copy. It was not a carbon copy. They were inspired by the holes. So they were similar, but not the same.
Yeah. I remember this one I played on had the Mickey Mouse sand trap from the famous course at Disney World. And it had, the famous courses from St. Andrews. I don't know, but I don't know golf well enough to know how close it was to the real thing.
Gotcha.
Redmond, could you do it?
Well, I don't know that I could tell the courses from the Mickey Mouse screens either. So here's what I could tell you. So I am, golf is my vice. I love to play. If I don't have Gunner, if I've got free time, I'm trying to find a way to play golf. I'm a 6 and change index right now, which is golf is all relative, right? So the pros, if I'm a -6, the pros are a +5, +4, and that's. I don't think there's any way in hell. I think you'd have to be. I think you'd have to be a 2, a 1 or a 2, to even think that you could do it. Because if you're at the furthest point,
I won 2.
Microphone checker. I just don't think there's any way in hell. I don't think it can be done. Is this an early birthday present? Are you about to tell me that this is what we get to do?
If you clean the fish, no,
I will clean the shit out of those fish if that's what we get to do. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, like I say, I think you would have to be a scratch golfer, maybe a 1 index or 2, but I don't see how it's possible. I think that's how good those guys are.
That is not what the people want to watch on TV next year. This year, as a side bonus in the Masters,
Knuckleheads trying to
we're going to let the Southern Hang podcast see if they can each, beat a golfer, and they just get to start on the putting green.
Furthest point from the hole, but on the green.
We're
I think the course is tough enough. But the other piece, if you're playing in front of all the patrons and you're playing with a playing partner, I'm a fucking head case on the golf course sometimes, right? Just the pressure alone, I would be white knuckling the grip. I don't think it's possible.
Are you throwing clubs?
No.
Are you throwing clubs?
No, I did that. I did that when I was 19, maybe. Actually, the last time I would have been 22. We were playing at the old silo. I threw the ball up in the air and I tried to hit it like a baseball bat with my putter. And I missed the putter head, but I hit the shaft and it bent my putter. And, back then, not that I make enough money today, but golf clubs are expensive. So I was like, well, how the hell am I going to finish playing golf with a broken putter? So at that point I stopped messing with my clubs.
You do a little 10 cup. You play with the 7-iron the whole course.
That's right.
That's right.
Have you all ever played either in a pro-am or been up close, played with someone that considers themselves a professional golfer?
Not a pro-am. We had a vendor take us out, and they had a guy that had his pro card. But that's as close as I've ever gotten.
So when I lived in Richmond, Virginia, the company I was with was a sponsor of a what was his name? John Rollins, maybe, was a professional golfer there in Richmond. He had a tournament, a pro-am deal that he was hosting. And we must have been one of the lower end donors for this. So we got one of the guys from the Nationwide tour back when it was called that. I don't even know what that level tour is now. But the dude that was with us, even from that tour, was like not even close the best golfer I've ever seen up close. And he'd be like, "Hey, watch this. I'm gonna hit 3 shots and I'm gonna fade the trees. I'm gonna hook around the trees and I'm gonna go right through them, and all 3 of them are gonna land in the same spot. And all 3 balls would be with like a foot with each other. It was the guy was incredible.
That's sick.
To put it in perspective, like how good these guys are. So, like I heard a story one time. These guys played with Freddie Couples at a pro-am, and they're like 6 holes in or something. And this guy hits the ball pretty far away, and he was like, "Freddie, I got to be honest. Like, I'm shocked we're keeping up with you." And Freddie's like, "Hey, buddy, I was just trying to be nice." Like he could control how far he was hitting it off the tee. So after that, he started amping it up a little bit, and he was out driving these guys by 40, 50 yards. Like they are so good, it is sickening. They are like they are the Craig Cotton of coming up with nicknames for their appliances and motorsports.
Well, that was fun. I appreciate it. That was it's one that I've been thinking about for a little while, of just kind of where people are and what they think their capabilities are, especially on a golf course, because it to me seems like a crazy science of just what all goes in, and like you said, of just precision, power, all the things that come along that you have to have, not to mention the mental awareness and just being able to block everything out to be able to do it. So I know I couldn't do it. I mean, I couldn't. There's no chance. I knew that before before I even read the finish of the thing before I was going. But anyway, appreciate it, guys. I think this is about time to wrap this episode up here.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I think this is if you guys want to meet me down, on the Gulf.
Are we all going to go quit our jobs tomorrow?
I think that's happening. Everybody, peace, including our bosses.
See you in the water.
Is this a 2-week scenario here?
Whatever you got to give, man. All right, guys.
See ya.
Have it.